Hello everyone and welcome to this very first Chaos ship overview. And today we are talking about the quintessential Chaos vessel, the bread and butter of the Chaos fleet, the Murder class cruiser. Sitting at 170 points, this dirt cheap assault cruiser is 8 points. Has 8 hull points, 25 centimeter speed, 45-degree turns, 2 shields, 5 up armor, and 2 turrets. You will find that this is pretty much standard for all Chaos vessels, so bear that in mind. The major difference between them and the Imperial Navy is the 25 centimeter speed and the strict 5 up armor. Now, when it comes to weaponry, it has a port and starboard strength 10 weapons battery at 45 centimeters. This right here should be a surprise for all of you. In order to get this kind of port and starboard weapons, you would need to take a Tyrant and spend the extra points to get the upgrade for the range. But this guy just gets it for free. Just boom, 170 points, good range, strength 10 firepower. Prow lances, 60 centimeters, strength 2 off to the front. Now, all Chaos vessels have the ability to function outside of squadrons, and the Murder is no exception. But I will say the Murder does actually better overall when squadron with other Murders and maybe a Hades. No other Chaos vessel is good for squadroning with the Murder aside from the Hades. It's ultimately a matter of the synchronization of their firepower. Now, you do have another option. You can replace your firepower 10 weapons battery with firepower 4 weapons battery and a strength 2 lance for no extra points. I have almost never seen this upgrade taken, plain and simple. Mostly because the addition of lances is just simply not necessary in a Chaos fleet, but it is an option if you so desire it. You may take no more than 2 of this vessel per 750 points, which is really not that much of a restriction. So, what is this ship best used for? Well, this is ultimately a drill in space. You point it towards an enemy with another one of itself and maybe a Hades and a squad of 3, and you just move it down the table, shooting things with your gigantic prow lance weaponry from across the table. But by the time it ultimately gets to the enemy lines, it's usually crippled or destroyed, at least one ship. But it ultimately really does need a second one of its kind to really bring out its full potential. And considering how cheap the dang thing is, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Just, spending 340 points for 2 murders gives you great firepower at an amazing range. It's quintessentially bread and butter. It's like the Lunar. Why not take it? It's just so good. Now, another very important thing to point out, the Lunar is 180 points, and you're getting better range and a 60 centimeter range lance for 10 points cheaper, and on a faster platform. So what I would do with a Murder, is I would either have it in a squad of 2 or a squad of 2 Murders and a Hades, ultimately bringing this firepower up to around strength 8 off the prow, and a strength 30 weapons battery at 45. Nothing in the game can ignore that. Now, it does have the problem of only having 5 up armor, which means it's effectively torpedo bait, but if you can keep them alive long enough and you can continue to bombard an enemy target for long enough, you'll destroy almost anything you hit. Now, this is not exactly the best vessel against ships like Eldar, but against Necrons or Tyranids, or really against anything that follows the normal rules of the game, this is a significant threat. This is why the Murder is so popular. It's just an overall fantastic vessel. All right, I know it's a quick video, but really there's not much more to say about the effectiveness of the Murder. It's a very simple ship, but it's also a very effective ship. So that's something for you all to bear in mind. Because it shares all of the Chaos rules, it's a nice, aggressive, forward-facing, uh, you know, assault cruiser. Basically, the front tip of a cavalry charge. It's very, very effective, and it's just not something someone can ignore. Just when you play with them, be aware your speed is faster than the Imperial Navy. It's going to be harder for you to maintain distance. And with 5 up armor, they are vulnerable to bombers and to torpedoes. So do bear that in mind while you are fielding them. You will want to give them some kind of fighter cover in order to keep them alive for longer, because these will attract enemy attention. All right, that's all for this video. I'll talk with you all in the next one where we talk about the Carnage. I'll talk to you all later.